name is Miss Shannon, and thank you for joining me to make a nature suncatcher. I'm going to walk you through how to do the project today. You'll want to make sure that you have your take and make bag that you picked up from the library. But in addition to that, this is a special project because you are going to go for a little nature walk outside where you live and find some things to use as part of your project. So you can find some flowers that are blooming since it is May now. Hopefully you have something blooming around you. You could use a sprig from a tree. You could use petals from a flower. You could use some pretty grass or some pretty leaves. So it's really up to you to go take a little walk outside where you live and see what you can come up with that will be pretty inside your suncatcher. So let's get ready to take a closer look at what's in your take and make bag. Hi, so if you take a look inside your take and make bag, you will find a piece of yarn, 2 pieces of tape that were stuck to the outside of your bag, some contact paper, a mason jar ring, and then you're also going to need what you found from your yard, and you'll also need a pair of scissors and a pencil. So the first thing that you'll need to do for this project is to assess what you can find in nature outside where you live to use for it. So I went outside the library earlier and I was happy to see that we had daffodils blooming. So there was one kind of on the ground that I cut and I'm going to use that. I'm not sure what this is. I think it might have been a type of hydrangea that's not blooming anymore, but I've kind of liked the texture, so I'm going to use that. And then I found a little green leaf in the shape of the heart that I thought was really cute, so I'm going to use that. So my suggestion is when you're looking for pieces of nature to use, you might want to try to find some things that are varying in color and in texture. So we'll work with these in a little bit. The first thing that you need to do is you're going to take your strip of contact paper and you're going to just cut it in half. And it doesn't even need to be perfectly in half, so no measuring or anything necessary. With 1/2 of the contact paper, you're going to trace your mason jar ring onto it. So you want to make sure that you're tracing onto the side that doesn't peel off. So this plain side is what you're going to want to trace on, not the side that has the blue grid on it. So we're going to go ahead and trace around this, like so. All right, there's that. And so what I'm going to do inside the circle that I just drew, that's where I'm going to put my pieces of nature. So I'm going to take my tape and tape this down for a second because the contact paper likes to curl up. So as you can see, whoops, they're sticking together. This daffodil is kind of big for my circle, so I think I'm just going to take a couple petals from it and use those. So let's just pluck off a couple of these yellow petals and see what we can do here. I'm kind of just now, I'm not peeling off my contact paper yet. I'm just kind of using the circle as a template to sort of create my design. So I think I'm going to put a couple of the petals over on one side like that. Let me cut a little sprig of this off and see how I want to use it. Just this little part right here. And I think I might put this over here like that. And then I want to make sure I use this cute little heart-shaped leaf, so I'm going to put that kind of over here. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to move these things off of here. And I'm going to peel off my contact paper so that I can stick it to the table. This is the tricky part. You've got to kind of get it at a corner. There we go. All right, you want your sticky side up because that's how you're gonna get your nature petals and etc. to stick to it. And it kind of lays flatter now that the back is peeled off. So we're gonna stick these on here how we want them. It is pretty sticky. All right, let's put this little guy over here. And just keep in mind that whatever you use when you're putting it on your contact paper, it's going to be pressed flat. So if you have something that is three-dimensional, just know that in the end, you're gonna have to press it down so it's flat. All right, let's put this little guy up here. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. All right, so now what you need to do is you need your other piece of contact paper. So you're gonna go ahead and peel the backing off of that. Maybe, let me try a different corner. Doesn't want to peel. Let's see if I can get this corner. You might need someone who lives in your family who has fingernails to help you. There we go. Oop. Almost had it. Seriously. Once you get the backing off of this part, you're going to take the sticky side and press it right over your nature. Oop. Hopefully you get it lined up a little bit better than that. That wasn't great, but it's so sticky that you really have to make sure that it's lined up before you start putting it on top of there. And there's going to be some wrinkles in there, and you know what? It's okay if yours isn't perfect, because mine definitely is not. All right, so once you've got these two pieces of contact paper stuck together, you're going to cut where you trace the circle. So let's do that really quick. And it's a little bit hard to see, so you're really going to have to look carefully to see where your line was. You might want to use like a marker or a pen so it's a little bit darker. I can't even see my line over here at all, so I'm just going to have to wing it. Okay, so this is going to stick inside of our mason jar ring. Don't need that tape anymore. So before I stick this in my mason jar ring, I'm gonna go ahead and take my yarn and tie it to the ring. This is gonna be how you're gonna be able to hang your Suncatcher from a window. So we're just gonna double knot it. You can cut the excess off with your scissors. Just like that. All right, so we've got our, oops. We had our yarn attached. Oh dear. Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. That feels like it's on there better this time. All right. You've got your yarn attached. Now you can take your circle and press it inside the mason jar ring. Mine is a little bit too big because I couldn't see my lines when I traced it. So I'm going to trim mine down a little bit. Let's see how that works. Well, let's try to press it down in there and see what happens. That might actually work, even though it wasn't perfect. Now, if you did a better job cutting your contact paper to size, it should just sit in there and without having to tape it or anything. Mine I might have to end up taping so that it stays in there. But you can get the idea of what it looks like. And so now you're done and you are ready to hang this in a window so the light can shine through it. Thank you so much for joining me to make your nature Suncatcher today. I hope you're really happy with how your project turned out. I would love to see what you came up with, especially what items you were able to use in your yard to make your Suncatcher. So if you could take pictures and send it to the email address at the bottom of your screen, I would so appreciate it. If you look at your information sheet that came in your Take and Make bag, on the back of it there are some books that are listed. If you really enjoyed making this project, you might want to come to the library and check out some of these books so that you can make some similar projects. Be on the lookout because we will be having another art project for ages 6 to 12 coming in June, and we hope to see you then.